Hey guys, this is Aaron, and I wanted to come at you guys with more of a talking video today. I know it's kind of weird not seeing me at my fucking table, fucking DJing, and me behind the camera just talk today, but I actually wanted to talk about the most recent Instagram post that I posted in regards to how I started DJing, because I thought that would be a cool topic to bring to my channel, especially it being more of a music DJ kind of channel. So I was like, might as well get some background since I never really did an intro video for my channel. So I was like, this is the best that it's gonna get for an intro, seeing that I'm already like 10 videos in, my nigga. So it's like, whatever, you feel me? So how I really got into DJing, it's actually really weird. So like, I was in a very like weird period in my life. A bunch of shit was going wrong, not a lot of shit was going right. I was definitely listening to a lot of music because it was like during that time period, like a lot of people that are my friends that watch my videos, especially on Facebook, like I would ask for album suggestions, no matter the genre, just to listen to different stuff. And I really started to like come in tune with how I like music and like what I like about music, like sonically, not like vocally. Cause like a lot of people listen to music and they want to hear like the words that people say, but not a lot of people really like enjoy that kind of atmospheric sound that you get in the background, like not the beat, but like more so like the feeling that you're getting from the track. Like a very good example of that I would say is like Kanye West's Runaway. Like that background, like the background vocals and how it combines with the beat itself to make that feeling that you feel when you're listening to music. Because I feel like every song has its own feeling, every song gives its own different aura and a whole different theory I have when it comes to music. And that's why like I chose to start DJing, because it's like, in my opinion, in the purest form of itself, it's where music that I like to listen to derived from. And it's like, it's kind of like me paying homage to that and thanking them for how we got to where we are now, because it's like music is so different. Artists can really do anything. They can have really any kind of persona, and it's crazy to think like that when everybody used to rap like ABCD, like it was very like, you know, industry standards. You rap like this or you're not a rapper, you know? But it was two videos that really caught my attention from two different gentlemen that are around my same age group, kinda like not really in the same age group because they're a little bit older, but you know, in that same like generational bracket, you know. And the first video is the Bird's Eye View video where DJ Off-White is performing for a sold out audience. And I've always liked Virgil. Everybody knows who I've ever talked to knows that I like Virgil. I'm not really a fan of Off-White itself, but I'm a fan of Virgil himself. Like, I feel like Virgil's very, very much so a visionary in what he's done. And he's very good at talking and very good at making people understand different levels of his point. And when it comes to music and fashion, I feel like that's what every artist aims for. Everybody wants to have somebody to understand their point that they're trying to get across. And in that video, he did a lot of great mixing. He mixed this very jazzy Miles Davis track with Walk It Like I Talk It by Migos, and it was crazy. He started off by playing Father Stretch My Hands. He also played Lord Pretty Flacco Jody II. There was a lot of good tracks in that video. If you ever have time, definitely watch that video. I think it's Bird's Eye View Terminal 5 or something like that. But if you put in Bird's Eye View Terminal, you'll definitely find the video. And I honestly see myself as Virgil on that stage. I was in a very weird point in my life, and I really was in tune with the music, and I don't know why. I've never been interested in like making beats, or definitely not rapping, never been a rapper. My friends always tried to make me do those like corny freestyles at lunch and shit, and I never was like down for that. I was like, I'm not a rapper, I'm not doing that shit. But DJing is different, and it's like you creating music out of already existing music, and you're giving people a vibe. It's kind of like storytelling, but with decks, you feel me? Like, a story has like a beginning, a climax, and then an end. And then I feel like DJ sets have that as well, where it's like you're kind of telling a story, you're kind of leading the audience to what you want to do. It's like when you're at a festival and the DJ's playing before the artist and they're getting you hyped, they're getting you ready for that set, so that artist is already hyped, seeing that you're hyped, so he can tell his story. You get what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't give like a lot of shout outs to DJs, but honestly, like DJs do a lot with breaking artists, working with artists, as well as a lot on the production side of things, which goes into the next video that got me really into DJing, which is Kenny B's Boiler Room video. Definitely check that video out whenever you got a chance. It was in Atlanta for a Boiler Room event. So it's definitely on the Places Plus Faces channel. So when you checking that video out, it's crazy because he's just like in the middle of the crowd, and the DJ set is literally immersed in the middle of the club floor. So he's like just like around a bunch of kids that are like at this Boiler Room event where this artist is about to go in, and Kenny Beats is playing for like 25-30 minutes of just straight going off. And I was just like, this is crazy. Like, how a DJ, you can necessarily not know who this person is, but they can get you going, like just by playing songs that they already like. You get what I'm saying? Like, not necessarily industry standard songs. I don't like industry club DJs that play songs that people already like play songs that you don't know if they like. Play songs that are just like good songs, you know? Like, I feel like if you bring good music to people are more accepting of it. It's not like a industry standard thing. It's more of a what's good and what's bad thing when you're playing music as a DJ, you know? Whereas as an artist, like, people have like an expectation of an artist. Like, you have to fit within a certain amount of, you know, parables for people to be able to place you somewhere. Like, how artists may not be able to be categorized because a lot of them have like this weird emo or rock star aesthetic. Like, you can't really categorize them as a rapper per se, but they have rapper-like tendencies, if that makes sense. Like, and I feel like that's the same with DJing, you know? And when I really got into it, like, I really went into the music theory first. And one thing that I really picked up on, because I was really big on watching motivational videos, is finding good mentorship. And I feel like a lot of people don't look for that. They don't look for people to look up to because they want to be this, you know, spectacular star individual that's so out of the ordinary. But realistically, right, thinking about how many people already do your craft, right? The only thing that makes you different from them is what you bring to the table. But if you don't know how to bring something to the table, then you should look up to people that are better than you so you can build an opinion and have a part of the conversation. Like, that goes hand in hand with clothes. Like the guy that has on the Rick Owens and the Raph Simmons doesn't really care about the guy with the Fruit of the Loom t-shirt on. Like, it's just facts. Like, there's a standard, but it's not an industry standard. It's more of a personal social standard of what's good and what's not, like what's hot and, you know, what's people aren't wearing, you know, or what people aren't listening to. And where I started my music theory was with Grandmaster Flash, Rob Swift, DJ Scratch, a lot of the pioneers at this, like some of the most notable DJs of all time, DJ Jazzy Jeff. And like, I may not like that type of old school vibe or aesthetic, but the theory is what's important. It's how did they get to that point? Because thinking about it, back then they had way less technology than what we have now. There wasn't like all these beat effects and stuff like that. They were like turntables and mixers, you know? So they're making songs out of already existing songs. And like, that created some of the most notable tracks that we've heard to date, like Juicy by Biggie. Like, a lot of great tracks have been created just off of two turntables and a mixer, you know? And it's like, if those two turntables and a mixer can move a whole generation, you know, to where we are now, right? I really don't like talking on behind a mic or anything like that. And you really don't have to as a DJ. Like, that's not really necessary. A lot of people are going to tell you that it's better to have a mic presence, like, but it's not necessary, to be honest with you. Like, if the tracks are hot, the tracks are hot. You get what I'm saying? And that's kind of how I got to where I was. And then after really getting from that point of like listening to mentorship, I started looking into controllers. I started finding out what is the best industry standard beginner controller, you know? Like, with all of these people, like, working with all of these instruments, people have to have an opinion. Like we live in the modern day age of the internet where it's like everything is out there if you really want to find it, you know? So it's like, after going into it and finding a controller that I really, really liked, I talked myself into buying it. I talked to a couple friends, and I was really stuck in between two controllers. One was $800. The other one was like maybe $400. Came with a traveling case and like some headphones that really didn't matter because the headphones were shit anyway. So I was like, I really wanted to spend $800, to be honest. I really did. And then my friends talked me out of it. They told me, you know, just spend the $300. It's better to start off small and then upgrade when you know that that's something that you want to do. And I really went into it with the mindset of, I know I want to do this, and I know I want to get good at it, and nobody's going to tell me anything otherwise. I kind of have developed that mindset where it's like, once I come to the conclusion that I want to do something, it's almost impossible for people to not see me do it. Because now people have this expectation of like, yeah, he's gonna DJ, you know, but how long? And I always like to be a part of the conversation. All of my friends know that. And that's just to be real. Like, I don't like giving an opinion and not being a part of the conversation unless I'm just being troll and controversial. That's just it. So after I got my first controller, I practiced on it for one day. I found out what the pad effects did. I kind of memorized the pad effects, but you don't really need to. If anybody's ever touched a DJ controller, obviously, when you're changing the pad effects, like, it shows you on the computer screen, but I memorized them just out of comfort, just to know what the sound is, because I didn't necessarily know how to DJ, but I know what sounded good, if that makes sense. So once I learned the pad effects that first day, and I kind of did like a little trial run, the second day is when I actually posted my first video on YouTube. And then once I posted that video on YouTube, it kind of gave me a little bit more confidence, because it's a funny story, I actually got talked into posting that video by my very, very close friend of almost 10 years at this point. And when he told me to do it, I was like, I really don't know. I don't know if I want to post it. And he's like, I shouldn't be scared to put myself to the world. And what I kind of took from that conversation wasn't necessarily to put yourself to the world, because I don't believe in like posting bad content. And I don't feel like my first video is bad content, because it's me learning, you know, like, there's a purpose. And I put in at least the knowledge to know what's good and what's not, you know, to know that video is bad. So I posted the video. I told everybody to look at it. I started getting positive feedback, because people didn't know that I had a controller. People didn't know that I was working on it. I really didn't talk about it. I made an Instagram, and I really didn't talk about it, because it's like, I really didn't care about people's opinion. I didn't do it for people's opinion. I did it for the self-gratification of knowing, like, I'm learning, because I have a very, very eagerness to learn. And all of this actually was going on while I was still working at my previous job. And it's funny, because now I don't work there anymore, so now I can like kind of talk shit. But yeah, I was totally doing that while I was working at home during COVID on the fucking clock. Like, I really don't care. I'm never working there again. I hope they see this video, because I'm never working there again, and that's just that. Fuck them, right? So I was already getting paid to DJ while learning, so which was great. Like, and eventually I got furloughed from that job, and I'm currently going through training at this job, and that's why the videos are a little bit more inconsistent. But I'm actually going to be getting my schedule in about 2 days, and my schedule goes into effect not next week but the following week. And then starting from that point, I'm gonna drop 2 videos and 2 mixes every single week consistently, and I'm gonna drop a schedule for you guys. It's not gonna change no matter what. I don't care, and it's gonna happen. So That's just what it is. I'm really dedicated to it, and it really makes me happy more than anything. I really don't care what other people think about if I'm good or not. I really don't seek other people's opinion. I would hope people watch my videos because that's why I post on the platform, but I don't want anybody to think that their opinion is what's keeping me going, because it's not. I really have a deep love for music, and I love listening to new music and finding new artists that people haven't, you know, heard of yet, and like kind of playing it around these areas, especially if it's an artist that's not from Florida, that a lot of Florida artists aren't on yet, because everybody's on mainstream artists, but not a lot of people know the Almighty Suspects and Shoreline Mafias and, you know, like YRN Duke Deuces. But I play their tracks, you know, and they're great tracks. Another notable artist that not a lot of people are on, but it's very popular, is Key Glock, Pay a Lot of Dolph. I'm very much so into that very hype, hard trap music. But you'll always hear me play like a little different. Like I'll throw some Uzi in there. He's one of my favorite artists of all time. But moreover, yeah, like I honestly got into DJing by those first 2 videos I've ever watched where a DJ was rocking the stage, and I seen myself in those shoes. Like even with the Kenny Beats video, like when I turned 21, I was going to the club like pretty much every weekend, you know? So I could see myself being him in that DJ environment in the middle of the club, just mixing on 3 CDJs and a mixer, you know, and just going in like, and just playing some of the hottest tracks, like whether you heard them or haven't heard them, you know? And like, I feel like that is what keeps me going, you know? I probably watched that Virgil video and that Kenny Beats video maybe at this point over 50 times. It's one of my favorite videos on YouTube, top on my watch list. And I probably at one point used to watch it 2-3 times a day, just because like I wanted to keep reminding myself like that's gonna be me and nothing's gonna change that. But yeah, I just wanted to bring that video to you guys. I know it's like 17 minutes, it's a little long. But yeah, that's how I really got into DJing. And yes, I purchased all my music. I'm not a fucking bum. I don't rip music off of YouTube. That's why my tracks sound good when I post them on SoundCloud. So yeah, definitely check out my SoundCloud, DJ space PXRFXCT. I go by DJ Perfect. Definitely at my Instagram at Sounds by A, all one word. And definitely look out for my mixes. I'm going to be posting way more frequently once I get that schedule. And thank you guys. I really appreciate everything. I appreciate the platform, and I appreciate you guys, you know, taking the time to watch my videos, like, comment, the people that do subscribe. I appreciate you guys. I'll remember that. And thank you, dog. Really thank you, because the day that I hit that festival and those clubs, and, you know, I'm doing promo and I'm working with artists, like, it's gonna be insane. And like, some people may think that that's an unrealistic goal, but I'm sorry, that's gonna be my life. And fuck you if you think different, my nigga.